right, let's just say, okay, welcome to Team Alchemy Mastermind on a Thursday. And the theme for today is backstitching. We're going to talk about backstitching. This is a really very important tool. Very important tool. We're going to talk about what that is. There's 3 steps to backstitching, and we're going to backstitch a few things from this week. I just saw that a bunch of people posted one, that a lot of you guys were on that call with Ian Farrar. And how many of you guys were on the diamond run last night and got to hear Tevya and Tracie really inoculate us with some great ideas, tips, and wisdom. So throw a TT down there if you were on with Tevya and Tracie. All right, lots of TTs. Some hearts. Cool. Look at you guys. You guys are so good. So we're going to backstitch that too today. And very inspiring. Yes, Deborah. Very inspiring. And I know we got some people on the phone lines. Is there anyone else new who needs to be introduced? If you have someone new, please just do a quick little welcome to them. And if you're on the phone, if you want to speak, you can just press *6 and that'll unmute you. Can't tell if those are new numbers or not, but welcome everybody. So, and then the other thing we're going to talk about is influencers. All right, we're going to backstitch and we're going to talk about influencers. Some of you guys saw my post. I was so excited. I was so inspired by the diamond run last night with Tevya and Tracie that I actually contacted 2 influencers on my chicken list. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about them. One is my best friend from high school who we've grown apart, but like I still admire her. She's like, super multimillionaire. She might even be a billionaire by now. I don't know. And I have never asked her. But like she's friends with people like Elon Musk, and she hangs out with like the Google top 5, and she's like, she hosts her own like galas and has all these really like influencer people who she's in contact with. And she literally like one time met with the somebody it was like the like person who started McDonald's or something like that at a party. And she like ripped into him, and like this was like the destruction you're doing to people's bodies and the planet. And she's very green. She's like Global Green is the organization she fundraises for, which provides like sustainable housing all over the world to refugees, refuge relief. And she literally with her fundraising pretty much rebuilt all of New Orleans sustainably as to be a world model for sustainable rebuilding in catastrophe zones. So, I mean, she's like a big person, right? And so I've been like trying to find ways to drip and drop and like, like let her know what I do. And I've been so intimidated, Does anybody have a chicken list? The people you are like terrified to contact, and you just feel like because you know how big it would be if they did say yes, and that if they did say yes, that they would like tell a lot of people about it. And because it's so important, you're like, this can't go wrong. I can't say the wrong thing. If I say the wrong thing, I'll blow it, and then I'll lose that opportunity, and then they'll never come aboard, and then I'll be humiliated, and they'll think I'm stupid. And like, anybody have that going on? drop a C if you have like a a chicken list person like that, where you're just like, oh man. You wouldn't say you're scared, you're just nervous about saying the right thing. Yeah, nervous, because this is the thing. We get nervous when we feel like we place so much value in who they are and what they bring. It's like intimidation, slightly intimidated. Yeah. So that's one influencer. The other influencer is this guy, Tyler, who let me just see how many people he's got following him on Facebook. He has a huge following. I don't even know how I became friends with him. Honestly, I just started seeing his videos, and he just talks amazingly, like nonstop about, I remember seeing he had some like thousands and thousands of followers, like hundreds of thousands of followers. And I was just like, this guy just educates the world, and he has hundreds of people jumping on all of his lives. And so I joined his health group. He has a private health group page that literally says no distributing of any product, no contacting people about any products in this group. Like, they don't want any people like network marketers to come in there, or people to come in there and start like spamming the group with their, you know, with their products. You know, he's got a very clean thing that he's offering the world, right? He's like king of water fast. He's like king of, yeah, Tyler Tolman. He's like king of water fast, like a water fast to like get rid of tumors and things like that. Tyler Tolman. All of you guys, feel free to prospect him because I just want him on the team. But I've been having private conversations with him, just like opening the door, like asking him little questions, praising him, like appreciating him. And he responds. He's actually like somebody who responds, you know. But I joined his health group, and that was part of my, like, I was curious. So like I was genuinely interested in what he's offering and wanting to know what he's about, and curious if this was something that might be something for my tool bag. So I literally joined his group and went through this process and like listened in on his calls and stuff like that. Was one of the ways to see here his webinars, because they're all private. And I, you know, just really realized like he's somebody I want to reach out to. He's somebody I really want to share about this product, and I really want to like this could be great in his tool bag. He's already helping so many people. Imagine how much more he could help people if he had even more tools, right? Even more products that could be useful. So I was like, how do I explain that to him? How do I, you know, get him to understand the value of what we have? How do I not spam him? How do I not sell to him? How do I not appear like, you know, some network marketer, right? What does that mean? How do I like not, you know, show my agenda, right? These are like all the thoughts that were going through my head. And then, so these are my two big influencers, right, that I contacted. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you what I said. I'm going to break it. I'm going to read you my messages to them. I'm literally going to like tell you what I said to them. But I want to explain to how the steps and how I got there. So this is one of the reasons why it's so useful to be on masterminds. Like, here I am. I've been doing this for 3 years, you guys. I've been like, you know, I'm a crown. I've like been on masterminds for 3 years, and I'm still intimidated, right? I still was like, ugh, these people on my chicken list, they're such influencers. They could bring thousands and thousands of people in or refer people to me, right? So what happened was we joined with Sarah's. Last week we merged with Sarah's Bliss Ohana team because she had Ian Farrar on. And I wanted all of you guys to see Ian Farrar. I wanted you guys to all, and that the recording's there. So if you, I think I actually even posted the recording. Oh, she hadn't posted it yet, but I'm going to post that recording in our mastermind page so you guys can see it. So Ian Farrar is a 4-star crown, and he's a pretty like champion cyclist. He tours with like all the big people and all the big tours, you know, Tour de France and whatever you have. I don't know what all the tours are, but he's a big cyclist, and he literally like basically was one of the people who started this company. He's pretty much responsible for us becoming network marketing because he was already involved in that world, and he was very, very inspired by network marketing, but never found a product that he really resonated with. And then he started working with this company and gave Dave and Amy the idea of becoming network marketing so they could reach more people. So Ian Farrar is a pretty amazing guy, and he says he sends 10, 20, 30 videos a day. 10, 20, 30 videos a day. Does that mean he like just sends them randomly to people and just like spams people and just like sends them out to everyone he knows? No. He engages to prospects. Yes, to prospects. Right? And so he challenged us to send out 10 a day, 5 to 10 a day, videos a day. Now, how you send the video is going to be your magic, and it's going to be up to you, because we're all intuitive and we all have like our different relationships with people. But did anybody remember anything about like what he sends, how he sends, kind of like his philosophy and like how he prospects? Is there anybody on this call who was inspired by him, who remembers a little bit we're going to start backstitching right now. So now backstitching, if anybody's new to the term, was a term that was coined by Tracie. And this is a really important part of the work we do, where we get back with the person, anyone, the person we were, after a connect call, we're going to talk to the person we were prospecting, and we're going to talk to our upline, and we're going to backstitch with both people. After a Zoom, you're going to get with someone in your downline who was on it and ask them what they took away from it. What were the golden nuggets, right? And at an event, if you do a healthy happy hour, you're going to backstitch with your upline is going to backstitch with you. You're going to backstitch with your side team, your down team, your down team and your up team. You want to backstitch with everybody, right? After every event, and a Zoom's an event, healthy happy hour's an event, convention's an event, you bet we're going to backstitch after convention, right? A connect call, we're going to backstitch. Backstitching, one of the reasons backstitching is part of the heart of our business is because this is how people remember information. This is how we literally integrate the knowledge so that it becomes part of us, so that we are learning and remembering what we've learned. And we don't forget. We're like reiterating it, we're integrating the information, and we'll also come up with new ideas. We'll also be inspired and go, wow, I just came up with this new idea. You know? So there's 3 stages to backstitching, and then we're going to talk about Ian Farrar, and then we're going to talk about Tracie and Tevya, and we're going to talk about actually 2 big influencers that I just contacted. So, you know, there's basically 3 perspectives that you want to get in a backstitch. So here are the 3 basic questions. Get your notes out. You want to make sure that you're always asking these 3 basic questions after a connect call. Okay. One is, this is the upline talking, backstitching with the downline. Like, let's say Monica got me on a connect call with, you know, Sheila. So I'm going to call Monica and I'm going to ask her these 3 questions about Sheila and her, and say, number 1, was there anything you heard your friend say that was interesting, of note, or surprising? You can ask any one of those. That could be like 3 different questions, but they all basically mean the same thing. Was there anything interesting that your friend said? Anything of note or surprising? And in the chat room, just say like, what are some of the reasons that question would be useful? What would you get out of like asking that question? How is that going to be a useful backstitch and impacting backstitch? Go ahead and just like type in the chat. Is there anything interesting you heard your friend say that was interesting? Anything your friend said that was interesting or of note or surprising? Right, you see where they're at, what they need, what they care about. It brings important points to consciousness. Helps us to remember their story. Helps us to remember their story, yeah? Helps us, and helps so you can guide the call in that direction. Well, this is after the call, but you can still guide the person. You know how to guide the person. Now, here's the other thing too. It's going to help the person realize that if I didn't get them on a connect call, I might not have ever learned this. That's another aspect of it. If I never got them on a connect call, I might never have learned this about my friend or my sister or my brother or my dad. Surprising things come out on a connect call. So, and how to track them as they use the products. Great answers. So number 2, the second question you want to ask, was there anything you heard me say that you noticed, or an analogy or illustration that stood out to you? Tracie is queen of illustrations and analogies. It's like story medicine. When we do an analogy, we're telling a story that someone can relate to and they get the wisdom out of it. So was there anything you heard me say that you noticed, or an analogy or illustration that I used that stood out? What's the purpose of number 2? asking that question. How does number 2 help us? It's our own training. Because there's an art. Yeah.
I was just going to say that it gives our upline an opportunity to really get, understand like how deep we're taking the learning and like what we're picking up on and how we're listening to a connect call. Like what kind of ear are we listening with, like that.
Nice. Good. And then there's some chats too. Awesome. What we learned from our upline, right? So it's a way for you to, as the downline, it's a way for you to integrate the learning of how to lead a connect call or how to lead an event or how to lead something. You're going to like realize you're going to be able to integrate this information and realize, like Sarah, getting all my people to convention, I would get her on connect calls with my people and she would get them to convention. I'd be like, they told me no, how come they told you yes? And so if I answer that question, well, she say, well, did you hear anything? What did you notice in what I said? Or any all analogies and illustrations? I'm like, well, I heard you like kind of doing a vision with them. You asked them what their vision was. You asked them how to get there, asked them how they wanted to get there, and showed them how like this could be the way, right? So now I'm learning the process of how she did that and how she was able to inspire them to come to convention, which is going to benefit them and their business. So number 2 is important for our learning, the downline learning. Yeah. And the upline can also like see, is the information coming through? Are they learning what I was hoping they would learn? Are they getting the process? Number 3, backstitching. Is there anything you took for yourself? Is there anything you took for yourself from that call? Anything that applied to you that you can apply? Is there anything that you took for yourself? Kind of self-explanatory, the purpose of number 3, right? To integrate the information, right? Any other reasons? I think again, like what Grace says, it helps the upline see like, did they learn? Maybe there was a point on something they would get. Maybe they didn't notice it or they didn't get it or they didn't see it. Maybe I need to like reiterate that point a little bit more to make sure they get it, make sure that they understand some part of the process or something like that. Now, sometimes people are going to be very new at doing connect calls. And maybe they don't feel like they have the process down, but maybe your downline's going to get it. And you're like, oh, that worked. That transmitted. Oh, good. I did it right. You might like give you some reassurance and some confidence. Sometimes your downline might have some feedback for you. But the purpose of connect calls isn't for feedback. You may have feedback, but the purpose of backstitching is not about feedback. It's about learning and integrating the knowledge, what you heard said. So to help, when we say something and when we learn something and we repeat it, it helps us memorize. So there's a lot of redundancy in this business to make sure you understand it. I'm sure you guys come to masterminds and go, I've heard this before, but I haven't actually led a call on backstitching before. So I know this is probably new information to most of you. So those are the 3 perspective in backstitching. I want you guys to really like write this down and use this with your teams. And after the Zoom, get with someone on your team who's on the call and backstitch with them. Or if they were not on the call, call them and tell them about this Zoom. Have them watch it. All right. So let's backstitch. Was there anything that you heard on the call with Ian or Tracie and Tevya that was of note or interesting? Question 1. And I want to hear these juicy nuggets. And this is a really great opportunity to share and teach other people who are not there, who might not have been there, so that they can learn whatever you guys learned. You just come off mute.
I'll do some backstitching on Ian's call.
Great.
it really struck me that this man who is a 4-star crown and has many, many, many crowns in his lineage below him, still works his business every single day and talks to people every single day. Like that he's at the grocery store, he's talking to people, he's getting their info right then on the spot. And that's how he's sending all those videos a day, right? Like every day he's collecting new people.
Awesome. Yes. He's, 4-star crown. He could just sit back. I mean, he lives in Brazil, right? Or Colombia. And he's just, got this beautiful house on the side of a cliff. I mean, he could just like be living off his residual income, but he's still working. He wants to get to crown. He wants to royal crown, I'm sure. But it's also like you want to help your people. But he's also loves his work. He loves impacting people. He loves like bringing this to people. He's passionate about these products. He truly is passionate about getting nutrition to people. And he's a cyclist, so he probably comes in contact with a lot of people. Okay, who else?
I'll go real quickly. First of all, I laughed out loud when he said, don't build an adult daycare. So recruit up, like get people that are gonna, well, as we say in our my yoga tradition, find teachers that are 10,000 times greater than you. Like you're always going for that person that you want to be better than you. So I heard that. And then I loved his questions that he just asked people. Are you interested to take your health or fitness to the next level? And then that opens up a good conversation. And then if they're like complaining about their mortgage bill, etc., his question for that side was, would you like to learn about a way to own your life and make unlimited income? Like who's not going to bite at that one? So I just thought those were really great verbiages that I'm going to use.
That was my favorite quote of the day. That was like my favorite quote of the century was that quote. Can you say it one more time?
Yes, please. Maybe somebody can type it because I'm nursing.
Somebody write it in the chat also. But
okay.
This is a great prospecting line.
Okay, so this is leading with the business, like the ultimate. He says, would you like to learn about a way to own your life and make unlimited income? Because there's truly no limit. Would you like to learn about a way to own your life and make unlimited income? Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
And I really encourage all of you guys to ask this question at your Healthy Happy Hour. Ask this question at your Healthy Happy Hours. All right. So, great. I'm seeing some great chats too. We've got you guys quoting the 4 keys to success. Does anybody want to talk about those? Does anybody, Aurora, would you like to share that? Or anyone? Putting you on the spot.
I have my notes if nobody else does.
Okay.
Well, that was Tevya, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let me go back to that. Tevya, these are brilliant. The 4 keys to success, I guess, in network marketing or in general. So number 1 is be coachable. And number 2 is be consistent. Number 3 is be in action. And I love that he distinguished here right action versus just any action, because you can learn really crappy habits and be in action, but they're not that sustainable. So be in right action. And then number 4 is always stay in recruitment mode. So like that's the mentality of just building really wide. You're always constantly recruiting. Like Ian was the perfect example.
Wonderful. Very cool. Like Ian, always stay in recruitment mode. So yeah, I mean, like the influencer that I got that brought me to Diamond my first month, she didn't end up staying with the organization. She decided to like stay with yoga, and she just didn't actually want to build a business, but she like brought in tons and tons of people. She brought in other builders, other people who weren't builders, you know. She's still enjoying her checks. She's still like, you know, getting her checks, but she's not like, you know, she didn't want to like, you know, it was like her karma, her dharma was something else. However, you know, so here's the thing too. It's like, if we're recruiting all the time, someone's destined to be either an influencer or who's going to want to build a business. And you never know who that is. You know, it's like who's the needle in the haystack? The thing about this business is you don't have to be someone who is influential or good at prospecting. You just bring some people on, you might bring someone who's better than you. Is there anybody who has brought somebody who they feel like, I brought somebody who's better than me, who's like doing this business and like, you know, rocking it, and you're just like, you know, it's like you had no idea you're going to suddenly find this person? If you're that person, go ahead and, you know, say something, like talk about your rock star. That was pretty much Sarah's.
I'll jump on.
All right, Nova, cool.
Can you hear me okay? Great. I want to talk about my rock star, Dominique. I don't know if she's on here today. She's being safe driving her baby up to meet me. But let me tell you, Dominique and I have just been following each other on Facebook. It was kind of a acquaintance type of meeting where we only knew each other a time or two in person. And then 2 years later, she was motivated to jump onto the business, and now we're spending the whole summer together. She's driving from SoCal up to Portland to meet me. We're going to be going on a little Purium tour and a little performance tour. We're going to be doing a Purium booth together. And now this whole giant mission that I had for this Purium booth that I was doing, that was way over my head, way too much work for me to do by myself. All of a sudden, I have a brand partner who's just like, I get you, I get your vision, I'm gonna come with you, and I'm gonna be a part of this with you. And then, of course, since we're already together, we'll just drive back from Vancouver, BC, all the way down to convention together, and then we're gonna go to convention together, and I can fly home from there. So, instant best friends, that's something you can make in this business, just saying.
Woohoo! Awesome. Yay. Welcome, Dominique. Yeah, you never know who it's going to be, right? You never know who it's going to be. All of a sudden, there's this person. Let's see here. Let's go down the line here. Molly and brought in Andrea. Andrea suddenly like brought in Stephanie. This woman, Stephanie, who's like, holy cow. I mean, she like signed up 2 people before she even had her launch pad. She was like, oh, I got to buy my launch pad. I've got to sign up 2 people today. It was like she signed up and suddenly she was like, oh, I got my product. I gotta get my launch pack. Oops, I already signed. I'm like signing up these 2 people. Hurry up, let me buy my launch pack. Right, Andrea? I don't know if she's on here, but I think I saw her. And this woman is just like hitting the ground running. She's like, I want to make $300,000, you know, a year with Purium. I'm like, wow, that is a vision. She's very clear, $300,000 a year, and she has the whole vision of like what she wants to do. Right? I hope it's okay. I said her name. I sometimes try to like, you know, keep things confidential, but I was excited and wanted to use that as an example. Right? So you just like, yes, Monica, go make friends, go hang out with Stephanie now. You got to get with that downline. I mean, she is on fire. So you never know. If you just stay in recruit mode, somebody's going to pop, and you just don't know which one's going to be that kernel that's going to pop, that popcorn kernel. So it's just like, you know, keep bringing people in, introducing them. So, yeah, Andrea's on fire. Totally. Yes. Good job, Molly. You got your builder. You got your leg. You guys got that whole leg going on. That leg is just like blasting off right now. And I'm grateful. Thank you. So yeah, Ian, you know, one of the things is like, I see a big smile on Molly's face. Are you celebrating over there, Molly? Woo, yeah.
I was just gonna say, let's make a centipede. Woo!
Yeah, let's make a centipede.
Lots of legs.
Yeah, seriously, exactly. Lots of legs. So, anybody else want to share the things you were talking about? I think we were like doing, were you going, did you say all 4 of them, Celeste, all the 4 of the keys of success? Yeah, you did. You said in recruit mode. So we're getting to that point where I'm about to tell you about like the messages that I sent, but I want to hear a little bit more, like any more juicy nuggets from the Zoom. One of the things that I got from last night's Diamond Call with Tracie is really about, because Tracie hit crown in 8 months, you guys. 8 months. I'm like, that is a record. She has 5 crowns under her. sorry, someone just called me. She has a bunch of crowns. She's a string of crowns. She makes diamonds and then she makes crowns. So you want to make a string of diamonds and then a string of crowns. And I was, you know, Tracie is pretty calm, pretty collected. She's not the kind of person who's like, hey, you, hey, you want to send up? She's not like a spammer. She's not like somebody who goes out there and just like spams everybody and just like sends a million of the same messages. She is so relaxed and grounded and adult. Very mature woman. So centered. So I was like, how did you do that? How did you recruit people? Laser sharp focus and massive action, she said. And most importantly, her why. She had a 6-figure income job as a mortgage broker that she had to replace if she was going to do another job. She's going to have another business. It had to go fast enough that she could let go of this business. She had to go so fast that she could actually be making what she was making at one place at the other place, right? You know, you have a mortgage to pay, you got car bills, you got all different, you know, you got all different kinds of things when you're at that level in life. So she had to be able to like continue that. So she was determined to make it happen. She said, when you own a business, you have to let everybody know what you're doing, right? If you start a massage business, do you tell everyone I'm a massage therapist now? Right? If you're a yoga teacher, you tell everyone you're doing yoga. If you're a designer, you tell everyone you're a designer. You got to let everyone know what you do. And that's what she did, is she let everyone know what she did. And what I learned from her most was ask for referrals. Ask for referrals. Now, it's really easy for me to ask people, hey, do you know anybody with Hashimoto's? Do you know any people who like have, you know, having any issues with like diabetes or Lyme or health issues, or anybody who's, you know, anybody who could use nutritional support? Anybody who's struggling, who's found no other options, right? Because why is that easy for me? Because we have the Core 4 page and I've seen a million stories in there, and I know I can have a story for each one of those people, right? Do you know anybody who wants to lose weight, who's like tried everything and is working out at the gym all the time and just can't do it? Asking for referrals is one of the best ways to talk to an influencer who you're chicken about. That's what I did. She inspired me so much with her crown story. I got into massive action last night as a result of that Zoom. Another reason to come onto these Zooms, right? And to do the diamond run. The inspiration, the mindset, and the build to see that it can be done. The fact that I saw that it could be done, that she could get to crown in 8 months, I was like, I want to get to 2-star crown this month. I'm going to get into massive action, right? The mindset is what inoculated me to take action. So I literally sent a message. So I am doing this healthy happy hour in Sausalito. Some of you guys have seen the, if anybody knows anyone in Sausalito, send them. You know, you can send them to my event and I'll sign them up under you, of course. And I just realized that my friend, who's this big influencer, lives in Sausalito. And for some reason, I never thought to invite her. She lives in Larkspur. I don't know if I thought that she was like, you know, too good or over the top, or she just spaced from my mind. I don't know why. But I realized, oh my gosh, I can ask her to invite people. I sent her, so last night I sent her the flyer and I said, hey, blank, I'm not gonna say her name. Hey, so-and-so. I'm just gonna read you what I wrote her. Like, let's get very like specific here. I said, hey friend, I'm gonna be in Sausalito Thursday presenting on nutrition, gut health, superfoods, and cleansing. There, I let her know what I do. If you know anyone suffering from any health conditions, autoimmune, Lyme, diabetes, Parkinson's, fatigue, insomnia, etc., especially if they've tried all of the recourses, or if they would like to lose or gain weight, would you mind forwarding this invite? This will be at Harmonia Wellness. Are you still in the Larkspur area? Thanks, love. And of course, I'd love for you to come. That was like the second message. And of course, I'd love for you to come. That was like a second thought, you know, because I know she's really busy and she probably won't come. I mean, I don't know why I say probably won't, but I just know that she's just like, she's traveling around. She flies around a lot. But what did that do? What did that message do? Go ahead and respond or chat or jump off and say something.
It kind of took the pressure off of her feeling like she has to field this, you know, prospecting type energy from you, and told her, yeah, what you're up to. And most people are really happy to, you know, funnel information along to other people that they know. So maybe just, you know, inspired her and helped her feel like she could be helpful to her friends by inviting them to this thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I gave her an opportunity to be helpful to her friends. I love how you said that. I gave her an opportunity to be helpful to her friends and fielding the pressure like, hey, I'm not prospecting you. I'm just asking if you can help refer someone to me, because that's what we do. We refer friends to friends, right? And I let her know what I do in a nutshell. I just need a cap. Like, these are all the different types of, you know, people who I've helped, I've like seen have transformations, including, you know, and that's like a pretty big thing. Like, I'm saying Parkinson's, Lyme, diabetes. I mean, I have all these different people who I personally know. Why? Because I've been to convention and I've met all these people who've had recovery. Convention is such an important place to gather those stories and be able to tell those stories. So I let her know in a nutshell what I do so it can jog her mind, right? And she might be like, I want to go, this sounds interesting. And I sent her my little thing that I make with word swag. I use Word Swag app. I'm able to take any picture and darken it or lighten it and make it kind of fade into the background. And then I can use any text. There's like a little text series and it just automatically puts it into some fancy word format. It put that line in there. It chose the size of the font. I probably should have put superfoods as one word. I don't know why it's separate. But anyway, long story short, and then have a little jingle. Change your fuel, change your life. Simple. Tasting and testimonials, cute play on words, TnT, CC, change your fuel, change your life. And then the address. So, word swag, you guys. And then I just text that to people. We've been texting that to people. I sent it to the owner of the studio so that she could email it. And I've been making them left and right this week. I have all kinds of healthy happy hours going on this week. We got one in Cloverdale. I just started like creating them. I'm like, here we go. Just do some healthy happy hours. I didn't know anybody in Sausalito, but it turns out a lot of you guys do. All right. So what else, you guys? What else inspired you? So I told you my first prospecting. I'm gonna save the other one for later. We'll talk about Tyler in a minute, but let's hear what else you guys got inspired by.
I'll say, Trace, here, let me just, oh gosh, where did it just go? Huh.
Getting your notes.
Are you there?
Yep.
Oh, there. Sorry. Something, it went in front of, my, you know. Anyway, so one of the things that I love that we have heard before, but where Tracie says, be so committed that you're developing unshakable belief, unyielding commitment, and unstoppable positive attitude to just keep going. And even if we get no's or, you know, I mean, sometimes, for me, I'm just going to like find the right people who are really committed and want to build and get the vision and to keep inspiring them.
Great. Now I want to just like give you some praise for a second here, Deborah. Deborah has been very consistently prospecting for like a year and a half or 2 years.
2 years at least, 2.5. 2
years. She didn't give up. And all of a sudden she has two builders who are excited about building this, who are really building it with her. One of them's a coffee shop that has 40-day transformations that they're leading at their coffee shop after hours. And then the other one's an Ayurvedic practitioner who's a very wonderful, gentle woman, loving, very smart, and very helpful. And she's a clinical practitioner. And so good job for staying in it.
Thank
and you're
you.
gonna pop.
Thank you.
You got some builders who are leaders. Any other, so yeah, unyielding, unshakable belief, unstoppable positive attitude, and unyielding commitment. Those are the 3 pillars that Tracie talks about. Anyone else? So how did I get to this with Tyler Tolman? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna read you the thing I wrote to him. I've been trying to figure out how to prospect him for days. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And so I literally, like, I'm not into spamming people, and I don't want to send them a whole soliloquy, but for some reason I just knew, like, my intuition was like, I needed to send him some information because he's a very busy person, and I don't know how often he's gonna check his messages. I want to make sure he has the information. Here's what I wrote. Hey, Tyler, I feel like you should know about this product that removes glyphosate and restores the gut, rebuilding the villi and replenishing healthy bacteria. Have you heard about this? I think it could really help support all the people that you help. Studies show Biomedic reduces both glyphosate and CRP by 74.5% in 6 weeks. I'd love to know what you think. Many of my friends are having amazing experiences with their digestive health. Story medicine in a nutshell. I've also been helping nonprofits share this product to raise funding for their organizations. And then I said, David Murphy of Food Democracy Now! Has been personally experiencing a huge difference using this and endorses this anti-GMO nutrition. True story. Please let me know if you're interested in learning more or would like to see the clinical studies. This is my livelihood, helping others heal their bodies. And I'm grateful for all the education you've provided me and your many followers. I hope this can be helpful to you and your tribe. And then he said, happy to look at some links. I got a reply. Happy to look at some links. I got his interest. He responded. Guess what I sent him? Cool, here's a clinical study, and I can send the video too. I sent over the clinical study. He hasn't looked yet. I'm gonna wait till I see a little head there. And if I see a little head there and he hasn't responded, then I'm gonna send him a video. So what do you guys think of that? What are your thoughts about that one?
That is so awesome that I'm wondering if you would read it again. I got distracted for a moment because of something I had to handle. Would you read it to us again?
I think it'll be worthwhile for me to read it again, but I want to hear from some people first.
Rachel, I'm really impressed how you got him to ask for the links. Like, that's awesome. That's like the most artful part of that, because I would be like, I might just like put the links in there, but you got him to ask for that, which is a whole new ball game. So.
All right, so let's talk about that for a minute. What do you think got him to ask for that? Do you remember? Think about it for a moment.
I'm with Deborah. Like, read it one more time and then I'll tell you.
Yeah, I know I will. Okay, cool. I'm gonna read it one more time now. Hey, Tyler. I feel like you should know about this product that removes glyphosate and restores the gut. I just wanted to get his attention. I wanted to have the impact statement in the first thing that removes glyphosate and restores the gut, because he's already a nerd. He knows everything about nutrition. I wanted to say something that's going to catch his attention to make him read more, right? Just like a post. So that removes glyphosate and restores the gut, rebuilding the villi and replenishing healthy bacteria. Have you heard about this? I think this could really help support all the
Yes,
people.
I have.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yes, I have heard and experienced that.
Okay. I think this could really help support all the people you help. So I'm like coming from the angle of, hey, you're basically a doctor. You need to know about this so you can put this in your tool bag. Studies show Biomedic reduces both glyphosate and CRP by 74.5% in 6 weeks. I'd love to know what you think. Many of my friends are having amazing experiences with their digestive health. I have also been helping nonprofits share this product to raise funds for their organization. Now, I kind of made it, I didn't mean to make this connection here. It sounds like I'm talking about like David Murphy, like I'm helping Food Democracy now, and I'm not specifically supporting them, but I have other organizations that I am. But I wanted him to know, for example, there's people who, you know, have nonprofits who are using this product. So I put Dave Murphy of Food Democracy has been personally experiencing a huge difference using this and endorses this anti-GMO nutrition. Please let me know if you're interested in learning more or would like to see the clinical studies. This is my livelihood helping others heal their bodies, and I'm grateful for all the education you have provided me and your many followers. I hope this can be helpful to you and your tribe. Happy to look at some links. Cool, here's a clinical study, and I can send the video too. All right, so what do you guys think? More thoughts?
I think it's an
I
awesome.
love your, sorry,
Go ahead.
your first line that where you say, I feel you should get this information about something, blah, blah, blah. Like, I like the way that you said that. I feel like you should have this information, and all you're really sharing is just information. You're not talking about a specific product just yet. You know, I really like that first line, and I think I can, it's relating to me, to one of my chickenless people, that I can reach out with that line.
Okay,
That's
good.
a good one.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I was just hanging out with a guy yesterday who is really excited about marketing and sales.
Mhm.
And he said that, you know, the main like mental switcheroo that you have to make is to help people understand how it could be helpful for them, or, you know, or for the people that they're in connection with, instead of helpful, you know, for you, or just offering a product or whatever. You want to draw that line so they understand how it can be helpful for them.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's like from coach to coach, or health practitioner to health practitioner, or, you know, somebody who loves to help people to somebody who loves to help people. And I sent him the 30-page report. Yes, that's what I sent him. I sent him the clinical study, because I'm like, this guy's up on his game. He knows everything. He researches everything. He's clearly super scholarly. Like, everything I watch, it's like I learn a lot from him, and I know a lot. So he's not a doctor, but he's a scholar. So I know scholars like to look at studies, and they'll just be able to scan and see what they need to know. Same with health practitioners. So this is something we could send all of our health practitioners, doctors, all kinds of people. All right, so it's in the back office, Deborah, under resources library. You'll find it.
Rachel, I would like to add that I really love the language that you used around saying, like, this is what I do for a living. Like you said, this is my livelihood, helping others heal their bodies. Like, that is just such a beautiful way, instead of being like, I'm a representative for, or something like that. Like, I just really love that language. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, awesome. Yeah, like, I don't have to be a health practitioner. Any one of you guys could say this. It's my livelihood, helping people heal their bodies, helping people, like, with nutrition. It's all of our livelihood. That's what we're doing. You know, so it's true, and anyone can say that. And then somebody, and somebody commented that I edified him. I totally edified him, right? That's one of the things that that I got out of Tracie's Zoom last night too, was edification. When you're talking to an influencer, you want to let them know what you see in them, what you appreciate in them, what you value, right? You want to comment on their passions, you know, and we're sensitive because we know that they have a reputation that they're, like, very carefully building, and they're sensitive about it. They're sensitive about how they're going to come across to the world. So we want to build with that sensitivity, our bridge to them, you know, like, I just know you want to help people, and, you know, they can figure out their own way to deliver the product. Like, he might just put that into his, if he wants to join, he might just put it into his website. And I have Biomedic. Might be one thing. Or he might try the whole cleanse, you know, depending. We'll see. We'll see if he does anything. But even, you know, regardless, I did it. I contacted my influencers, and it gave me a new level of strength, courage, and hope. People have been wanting, my best friend, I've been wanting her to try this for like 3 years. I've been stuck on like, how do I prospect her? I feel this weird intimidation because we aren't really friends anymore like the way we used to be. We were best friends in high school, but now we're like, our worlds are totally estranged. I mean, she lives in a whole other upper echelon that I'm not used to, right? All right, anyone else?
Yeah, I would like to say in the edifying that you did, I actually really like how you put it right at the end, because I think it sort of changes the whole tone. Like what I have been tending to do is to sort of edify them right at the beginning. I thought of you because, and then I edify them. And then the rest of it sounds maybe more, not like desperate, but does that make sense? Like I'm like trying to convince them of something. And you were just very like casual. I thought of you because I feel like you need to hear about this. And then it was so, I don't know. Yeah, you just speak with such a confidence, and then edifying him right at the very end, I feel like is pretty genius, you know, because you just left the whole thing on this note of like, you've impacted me and I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. And I love him. I'm like, this guy is so great. He's got so much knowledge. I love listening to his lives. I learned so much. I bring that information to you guys. Literally, like things that he says.
Hey, Rachel.
Promoting. Yeah.
Was this a text, email? Like how was this?
Facebook message. Because I follow him on Facebook. He's big on Facebook. He's got a ton of following. He does lives regularly.
I'm always afraid of doing like a long text or a long message to someone. Does anybody feel anything different about that? Like the length of what that should be?
I mean, here's the thing. I thought about that, right? And we don't want to spam people and write them like it's one thing if you're like, and this company's amazing, and don't worry, it's it's an MLM, but it's not like your mama's MLM. It's not like the typical ones that you're afraid of, and like this is actually really legitimate. And we're like, sometimes people will write like long messages and be defensive in them. You know what I mean? Or they'll be like, and they're not really like engaging with the person. They're just like word vomit. This product, this product, this product, this product, this product. But this had elements in it. It had edification. It had, hey, I think this is important for you to know. And it had just like one important fact about removing, or 2 important facts about removing glyphosate and reducing CRP that, are important aspects. So I didn't have to write all that. I could have shortened it, but I tuned it with myself and I said, this feels good to send. Like, I don't feel like any conflict, like, ooh, should I say that or not say that? And then as soon as I felt it in my body, like that feels good. I feel good sending it. I knew it was sendable. So in general, I don't, it's like, there's no total rules. You don't want to send people long spammy messages. I was already in contact with him. So he and I have already been in contact through his course. So it wasn't like I was texting him out of the blue, some long message, It's like, here's our communication from the beginning. This is how much we've communicated, right? We've had some back and forth. And then there's my long message and his response. Okay, so it's different than, it's like, that's why we talk about opening a relationship. With influencers, you want there to be a conversation. And I literally have been doing this over time. I started, I think it was last year that I got onto his Facebook Lives and saw it, and was like, oh my God, or maybe it was 6 months ago. I was like, this guy's amazing. And I started following him, then I joined his course and everything. And I really joined his course just to see what he did, and also to kind of just like make a connection. I wanted him to notice me. And I wanted to see what he was doing in his Facebook group to see if it was something I could duplicate. So I was kind of like just checking out how he does his business. And then I started asking questions on the side just to open up the relationship, and I comment on all his life. So it's not like he doesn't know who I am. Okay, Judith.
Hi. I have been reaching out to 2 practitioners. One's a doctor of chiropractic and the other one's an acupuncturist. And I finally got them on the phone yesterday. And both of them said to me that they did functional nutrition. And one of them she was very much more about, she didn't do MLMs, and because I asked her what functional nutrition was, because I hadn't heard that term, she I guess she thought I didn't really know anything, but I stayed on the line, and she actually finally asked for the website, and said she would, and I talked to her about Biomedic. And then the next person, she was much more open about me sending her information, which was great. But I couldn't believe that I heard that term twice in a row that I'd never heard before. But I know I want to definitely send them both, send her Biomedic. And I didn't know if I should send that new Bitly site or something else, a couple other things. I didn't want to send too much.
They're doctors of functional nutrition. They're both doctors of functional nutrition. So send them the study.
Okay.
Nerdy info.
Okay.
They're like, I want to know that there's science behind this.
Okay.
For the Biomedic, start with the Biomedic. All right. So, you guys, it's noon, and guess what? Just so you know, I'm actually jumping over to Sarah's. You guys are welcome to join me. I'm going to jump over to Sarah's Bliss Ohana Zoom because they're interviewing me. I'm going to talk about how I got to crown on their Zoom. So you're all welcome. Our whole team is welcome to jump over there. So if you want to jump over to the Bliss Ohana call, I'm going to jump over there. Becca's going to interview me. We're going to have a little back and forth. So, thank you for your questions. Any other last thoughts? Anyone eager to say something or ask any questions here? I think we did some good backstitching. And I think that you guys had some great takeaways. We are opening up last night's Zoom to y'all. I am letting this one diamond run Zoom be available with the wisdom. So if you request it, I'll send you the link. It won't be up for long. This link is a link that is on, I'm not gonna keep it up for long because it's actually not on YouTube and I have to delete it at some point. So if you want that, request it from your upline who was on the Diamond Zoom and they will send it to you. All right, many blessings, peace out, and let's talk soon. All right, I'll see you guys over on Bliss Ohana if you guys want to jump over there. I'm gonna post it real quick. Okay, bye.